science uses to better understand the natural world. Isn't that what that article is saying?
Yes.
Mhm.
That's what that
And it
says.
gives you concrete ways that a science teacher can use math to describe what is happening in the science. So if you look on the table on page 232, or what is it?
The patterns in the natural world, that's what science is looking for, patterns in the natural world.
See, that would be this.
Mhm.
Yeah, page 232. Okay, how do you quantify the real world? Well, they give 4 different things that a science teacher could use math to quantify the real world using. So identifying variables, counting objects, estimating number and size, measuring all sorts of things using standard and non-standard unit. And it goes down right there. How would you explain the visual on page 233? What does that tell you? Without reading anything, looking at that visual, what does that tell you?
Everything's integrated with everything. Can work together.
Okay, so in quantifying the real world, that's also connected to using patterns, also connected to operating numerical data and organizing data. Okay, so basically, that table was transferred into a picture. Okay.
Yes. That's simplified a little bit.
As part of my doctoral research, I had to justify the use of combining math and science together, and one of the justifications was that science needs math in order to actually understand what's happening in science. And the more complicated the science is, the more complicated the math is. And in separating them is disadvantageous because of that.
Science, the higher the grade level in science, the more science is dependent upon math. I am hearing some districts around here moving biology to the 11th grade because they don't want kids taking too many STAR tests, I guess as freshmen or sophomores. And my question is then, what sciences do they take before then? Chemistry, you need to be concurrently at minimum enrolled in Algebra 2. They could take IPC along with Algebra 1 in the 9th grade.
But IPC, they don't offer anymore.
Yes, they do.
Well, not for,
Yes. No. It's in fact it can be taken in the STEM endorsement. It's back in there.
okay,
I mean, what I testified to was that students who lack the math skills, it gives them time to gain those math skills in IPC so they're successful in chemistry and physics, in case, they end up going that way, which very few of them will apparently now, unless they want to go to college, unless the state makes the colleges change their entrance requirements. But so the question is, what are the administrators thinking the sciences they're going to take? Any of the other sciences need the math. So I haven't gotten an answer.
Well, especially physics, oh gosh.
Oh yeah, well, chemistry too. I mean, logs and, you need Algebra 2, you need for logs in chemistry. So the higher it is, the more dependent it is on math. Early science was naturalist, which means they described as well as they could until they got the math that enabled them to better identify the patterns. And on that little chart, I wrote opposite explaining. I wrote hypothesis. That's the hypothesis that you're testing, is the explanation for that pattern. And then predicting is based on the pattern. And if you look at weather models, which ones are better predictors,